But yes, I did watch both Traitors and Drag Race this morning to get caught up. As the seasons have progressed, the episodes have started appearing much more rapidly at my source, so that helps a lot. You can't play Rebirth until Sunday. You have to pick up the game Saturday since you'll be traveling back to your old city to pick up the game on the weekend. Oh man, that's brutal. That is brutal, Josh. I'm sorry. I guess that means we won't have you in streams until then either, right? And you'll have to you'll catch up and pass me because you play these games faster than I do because you're better at video games than I am. And I think doing it on stream is just a slower process in general, but I'm very excited. Best Buy opens at 10 a.m. I'll be there as close to 10 a.m. as possible. And then I will be back here with you all as soon after that as I can. The Best Buy is like a 15-minute train right away, so it should be by 11 if all goes. I'm so anxious that I'm going to show up there and they're going to be like, we don't have it. And then I won't know what the fuck to do. I'll be like, well, I gave you $76, so give me my game. Even if you have to give it to me in my dead name, give me my game. Although I don't have credit cards with my old name anymore, I don't think. I mean, they're probably around here somewhere, but they all got changed over pretty quickly, which was exciting. You'll be there because you know the story of 7. Okay, fair enough. I'll be glad to have you. You can't speculate on Traitors since you had to spoil yourself on who survived the banishment. Oh no! I mean, I desperately want to know, but I also should just wait. Oh, man. I mean, what a great episode, though. Like, good roundtable, like, good discussion and arguments happening. I feel like huge visibility spike from John. He had confessionals this episode. That never happens. Or maybe I was just more keenly aware of it, having just listened to John Lovett and Nish Kumar talk about it on Love It or Leave It. I thought it was the weirdest casting in the world, and I am so glad that they did it. I don't know who decided that was a good idea, but they were 100% correct. One fish out of water player is so funny. Because he's like such a character, but also so quiet. Like, he has no business being there, and it's the best. And as I said in the Discord, I just get higher on CT every week. And I don't know, he irritated me so much when the first 3 episodes dropped, I remember. And I think that was maybe just when he was like with Johnny Bananas, but that soured my attitude toward him for a while, and now he's just like such good comedic value that I am really, really enjoying him. John isn't winning though. Yeah, no way. He's got to get murdered before the end because everyone knows he's the most faithful of the faithful. I went like this, and then these lines didn't go away when I put my eyebrows back down for a second, and that's scary. Okay. Listen, wrinkles will happen when wrinkles will happen, but I feel too young for wrinkles to be happening. It's just because my face is so expressive. The only faithfuls who have a chance of winning are CT, MJ, and Queen Sandra. Yeah, I'd say that's probably a pretty reasonable prediction. You think Sheree will end up getting murdered because nobody thinks she's a traitor, or what do you think is going to happen with Sheree? Because I feel like now that the numbers are obviously not in Peter's favor, they're all out. Trishelle is not long for this world. Feels like we're on the brink of having another traitor recruitment. I know you can't say because you know whether it's Phaedra or Peter who goes. But it's like if Phaedra doesn't go this week and Peter goes and he's a faithful, Phaedra's out next week, 100%. And so then there's another recruitment. And I'm so curious who Kate would recruit. Let's talk about Kate as a traitor, because also she said she wanted to do this. She said she was disappointed not to be a traitor when she got brought back into the house, into the castle, excuse me. But then she also seems like so annoyed about it. I don't know what's going to make Kate happy. She's just there being irritated about everything that's happening. I mean, I would be pretty nonplussed too if I showed up to my first day at Traitor Tower and the other traitor who's been a traitor since the beginning of the game asks me, so what's the game plan? Like, I don't fucking know. You brought me here. Why? Why did you bring me here? What is your plan? I can give my opinions, but I can't be the creator of the plan. I just got here. Yeah. So she's irritated at Phaedra. She's irritated at everybody else. Understandably irritated at Peter. Who wouldn't be? I don't know. I mean, it's some good chaos, but also it's just so messy. And it really is a shame. And I think we've all talked about this on the podcast and off the podcast, on the stream, off the stream, that like Phaedra really got so screwed by Dan. And that sucks. Because the argument, you've been called a traitor by both of the traitors, and none of us were suspicious of you until the traitors called you a traitor, is like, you can't get out of that. Like, what do? You can't get out of that argument. And Phaedra was fine until Dan fucked up so royally. Like, I think if that had not happened, she's at the end game. She's probably winning. So that's really unfortunate for her, because I feel like she's about to go home through no fault of her own, really. You think Sheree gets murdered by Kate to throw off the Bravo scent? That's certainly possible, and she obviously does not have the same strong personal connection with Sheree that Phaedra does, or at least the same storied history. Whether it's a strong personal connection, I don't know enough about the Housewives to know. Did we talk about last week about Larsa and Marcus breaking up? Hi, Scott. Good to see you. I feel like it's been a minute. Maybe it hasn't, but I know nobody's as chatty in Persona streams because nobody knows as much about Persona, so it's harder to engage with the game as compared to Final Fantasy streams. You're caught up on shows. Okay, good, because we're talking about Traitors, and we'll get to Drag Race in a little bit. Did they, though? There's rumors they're back together. So that was something I was going to ask. Because when they were talking about it last week, somebody was joking, like, okay, but is this for the first time? Because the first one never sticks. Let's do a quick Google, shall we? Marcus, Jordan, Larsa Pippen. The second thing that comes up after just their names is age difference. I did that math already. 5 hours ago, there was an article, Marcus Jordan and Larsa Pippen unfollow each other on social media after breakup. Marcus Jordan responds to dad Michael Jordan disapproving of Larsa Pippen relationship. That was from Hollywood Life 2 days ago. It doesn't sound like they're back together. Like nothing on the most recent news articles that are coming up say anything about them getting back together. Larsa Pippen reveals her one regret from public breakup with Marcus Jordan before reconciliation? Hold on. Oh, Larsa Pippen confesses her one regret from public flameout with Marcus Jordan before they rekindled. This was 3 days ago. Well, then what is this thing from 5 hours ago saying they unfollowed each other on social media? I hate that I even care about this. I don't really care. But now I know who these people are. And I have to check. Okay, this is from... not even 5 hours ago. This says today at 2:35, which was half an hour ago. This article is not anything. After a year and a half of their relationship, Marcus and Larsa have unfollowed each other on Instagram, which alerted the public that their relationship might have come to an end. I don't think this counts as anything. I mean, it's also from a website I've never heard of, so let's not take that too seriously. Page 6. Yikes. Page 6 says they may have gotten back together. She was too hasty when she wiped all signs of Marcus Jordan from her Instagram during their blink and miss it breakup last week. We didn't miss it. I wish I didn't delete those photos. Girl, you can archive them and then put them back on the grid if you made a mistake. I've archived all sorts of stuff that I feel like that I'm pretty sure I will lose completely if I deleted them off Instagram because they're on a computer that like won't turn on anymore or whatever. But there are things I don't need on my Instagram anymore. Yeah, so I guess during their brief breakup, so I guess they are back together. This is wild. This article is basically repeating the same 3 sentences over and over again. It's nothing. Who do I think MJ inevitably votes for? Oh wait, you mean MJ on the show, not Michael Jordan. MJ will always mean Michael Jordan to me, especially while we're talking about Marcus Jordan. Okay, let's be done with the Larsa Pippen Marcus Jordan situation. Who do I think MJ inevitably votes for? Good question. Just a heads up, Scott. Josh knows the answer. He got spoiled on Twitter, so he can't say. He cannot speculate with us. Okay, well, who were the Phaedra votes? Sandra voted Phaedra, which makes me think it's very likely that MJ votes Phaedra. Because I feel like Sandra is the leader of that cohort. But they did kind of mix... They kind of mixed numbers this week. Or, like, mixed sides. CT also voted Phaedra. I think there's a very strong possibility that CT actually voted Phaedra too. Yeah, exactly. I think it's really likely that MJ voted Phaedra. Kate didn't, because of course she didn't. It's really beneficial when a traitor's getting voted for that there is someone else who is like a very applicable target so that you can throw your vote there. And don't just look conspicuous not voting for your fellow traitor. Yeah, I think it's Phaedra though. Sandra voted Phaedra. I'm pretty sure. I thought so. Am I wrong? Josh will remember. Josh remembers everything. It's Bravo plus Sandra for Peter. Oh, so I am wrong. Okay, Bravo plus Sandra for Peter. Everyone else is Phaedra. So we have Peter, John, Trishelle. What? Why were there just balloons? Did other people see that? Did that happen on the screen? What? I don't... What was that? Is that like a Mac camera thing? I don't understand what just happened. Reactions? Balloons. I think it's a... But I don't know. I feel like I said something that made the balloons happen, and I don't know what it was. Okay, hold on. So votes for Peter are... Wait, no. Votes for Phaedra are Peter, John, Trishelle. I can't remember anyone who's on the show anymore. Oh, Kate and Phaedra, obviously. I thought my hand gesture activated it. I don't know. CT Voted for Peter? No, CT voted for Phaedra. That's what we're counting. Yeah. Okay. But we're tied at what? 4-4? 5-5? How many people are on this show anymore? It feels like way too many for how soon the show's supposed to be over. This was episode 9. I think we have 2 more regular episodes. 4-4 with MJ's vote left. Yeah. I don't know. It's tricky, isn't it? Like, the fact that the Bravo people are all voting for Peter, and she's a Bravo person. Yeah, you know what? Reminding me that Sandra voted for Peter really pushes me into the camp that MJ voted for Peter. But, oh, I hate that you know and I don't know. Oh, but also I don't want to be spoiled. And even if I did, we shouldn't do it on the stream because that's not fair to other people. Although it's a little annoying to leave it as a cliffhanger for a thing that's going to be resolved first thing in the next episode. Yeah, but as I said before, I think if Peter goes at this banishment Phaedra, and reveals that he's faithful, I think Phaedra's definitely out next. Like, no question. Given how hard the two of them were going at each other. All of the arguments at the round table were just like peak excellent television. Great. I'm here for it. I would like John to tell every single person at the round table why they have to go home. Can I please get a compilation of all of his lawyerly, legislatory, like monarchy reasons why all of these reality TV people have to leave the game? You are deceitful and a traitor, and you must be banished. Great. So here for it. It's so camp, and it's even funnier because he means it earnestly. He's not trying to put on a performance the way everybody else is. That's just who he is, and it fucking kills me. More screen time for John, please and thank you. You've been pleasantly surprised by John. At first you were like, who's this guy? What's he doing here? But he goes on these long monologues. He does! Because he has no business being on this show. You've come around on him. So when they were talking about it on Love It or Leave It, his politics are a little funky. I think he used to be part of the Conservative Party, and then he left and joined the Labour Party, which is a good start, or a good direction to move in from not a good start. His opinion on Brexit was we should at least talk about it, which I think is why he left the Conservative Party, because the Conservative Party was just like, no, we're doing Brexit. But, you know, not particularly progressive views. But he's an old British white dude, so my expectations are pretty low. He's just so funny. Just the context is so funny. John Lovett said, he was like, this man does not belong in a single frame of this show. And he's not wrong, and that's what is so great about it. Oh, God, it's so good. I knew Phaedra was going to go in on John and Peter, though. She's vicious on attack. Listen, I didn't say it was a surprise, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. Very, very much. Yeah, like I said in the Discord, her saying to John, like, look, you're very eloquent, but take it down a notch. When, like, sure, he used some fancy words, but he's on this camp television program. They weren't out of place. And he didn't raise his voice. He wasn't being aggressive. But for her to be like, talk like a person was so funny to me. I thought it was really cute when Parv was holding John's hand in the challenge the other week. I know. I loved them as a pair. It was so cute. Lovett also was like, clearly no one told this man he was going to have to run on this show. Oh, God. I, I enjoy it so much. Do we care about Kevin leaving? No, not really. My main memory of Kevin will forever be the time the traitors were talking about murdering him very early in the game. And so they cut to, like a pre recorded shot of him in his room, brushing his hair. The bathtub shot, also iconic. But the thing I will never get over is him holding a brush and going like this, like 3 inches away from his head. Not at all actually doing anything. I watched it so many times because I couldn't believe it was on TV. But, like, he was largely a non-factor. He was a number on the Peter side, but that was really it. No one took him particularly seriously. Obviously, Trishelle would have been the better person to murder, but it is a good thing that they didn't do that since she had the shield, which I'd totally forgotten about. And Kate's like, we could have murdered somebody who had a shield? Come on! Like, yes, Kate, that's part of how this game works. It's Larsa pretending to read a book for me. I mean, all of those weird, like, in media res, like in the middle of a scene, caught you just like living your life in the castle shots are so funny because they're so staged. The way that the US specifically tries to make it seem like they all sleep in the castle, while the UK very much is like, okay, get in your cars and go to your hotel rooms. It's an interesting disparity to me. But also, why don't they sleep in the castle? They have that giant building, and they film in 4 rooms. Berkey with the teddy bear was OTT even for the show. Yeah, all the shots of them getting into bed. Where? When? In the middle of the day with the curtains drawn, let me tell you. The various set dressings. It's probably like 2 bedrooms that they just change all the bedding and stuff to make them look like different rooms. It was interesting if you listen to Parv's exit interview with Rob and Puya, that she was like, The Traitors is definitely a TV show first and a game second. So talking about like getting all the shots and like the clothes that they had to be wearing at certain times for certain continuity things was an interesting insight into the process as compared to Survivor, which is a game first and a show second. Sometimes to the detriment of the show, but look, the show is the byproduct. The game is for the people in the game trying to win $1 million, and then we watch whatever they can make of that as a show later. Sometimes the game is not good, which makes the show bad, but like, it is what it is. With a teddy bear in the kitchen. I like its clue. Yeah, I don't know. Have we said what we want to say about Traitors? Should we talk about Drag Race? If there's more to be said about Traitors, I am certainly happy to keep talking about Traitors. I had a great time with this week's episode. Done with Traitors, now Drag Race. Okay, great.